Hi there, in this video we are going to have a quick look at the mutate function, and we use the mutate function to create new variables in a tibble or data frame in R. So the mutate function is from the dplyr package, which is part of the tidyverse. So if you've followed the setup videos and you've loaded the tidyverse at the beginning of your Quarto document, you are good to go with using mutate. And it takes a general form that looks a bit like this. So generally, when we're using mutate, we are adding sort of new variables to an existing data frame. Not always, but generally you are. So this shows us the general syntax that we will use. So I'm imagining that I've got a data frame object called myTib, very original name. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take myTib and pipe it into the mutate function. So this is what this bit here is doing. It's just saying, take my existing data frame, send it into the mutate function. Now within the mutate function, so within the brackets, we can create one or several variables at the same time, depending on what we want to do. Each variable, we give it a name. So new variable, can't have spaces in the names, but we give it a new name, and then we have an equal symbol. So what we're saying is like, create this variable by doing what's after the equal symbol. So it's like the new variable is going to be equal to some set of instructions that we use afterwards. And if you want to do create multiple variables at the same time, we separate them with commas. So often it's, in terms of like reading your code, it's good to have sort of each new variable on a new line. You don't have to do that as long as they're separated by commas. So here we've got, we're creating two new variables. I've named my second new variable another new variable, and then an equal sign, and then I would have some instruction, some code that tells R how to create this new variable. But the other important thing is, so this part of the code is basically saying, take my existing data, send it to mutate, and then within mutate, create a couple of new variables for me. But we are going to want to store these new variables. So the assignment operator here then stores this sort of new version of the data in a name that we give here. Now you'll notice I've given the name of this object myTib. I've given it the same name as the original data frame. And what that will do is overwrite the original data frame. So what this effectively does is I have an object called myTib, I add some variables to it, and then I save that as myTib. So it's just like those variables get added to my original data frame. But you could name it something different if you want to. Let's have a look at using this in practice. So in a few of the tutorials on here where we're introducing R and just getting used to using it and using functions and stuff, we've used some data from Spotify. So Spotify have, for every track on Spotify, they have various metrics like danceability, energy levels, loudness, things like that. And we have used a data object in a few other tutorials which contains all of the Spotify data for my favorite band, Iron Maiden. So we're going to use this data to have a look at how to use mutate. And in particular, we're going to create a couple of new variables by using the mutate function. So we've got this data object that contains all of the Iron Maiden Spotify metrics. And we've named this in previous tutorials Eddie_tib. And we are going to create two new variables within this data object. The first thing we're going to create is a new variable called song_duration. And basically within the existing Spotify data, it has the length of each song, but stored in milliseconds. And that means the numbers are very, very big. And we are going to convert this. We're going to create a new variable that stores the song durations in seconds rather than milliseconds. And to do this, we're just going to divide by 1000. So we're going to take an existing variable, ms, songs in milliseconds, and divide it by 1000 to create a new variable. The second thing we're going to do, there's a variable called year in the data set, which is the year that the song was recorded. This is just stored as a number. So the year 2000 is just the number 2000. And we're going to convert this to a variable called band age. So the age of the band. So what we're going to do here is we're going to set the year of their first album, 1980, to be sort of year 0. And then this new variable, bandage, Power Slave fans can see what I did there. This new variable bandage is going to represent the time each song was written relative to their first album. So songs on the first album will have a band age of 0, and songs written on say Seventh Son, the Seventh Son, which was in 1988, they'll have a band age of 8 years after they were formed. So let's have a look at how we do this in R. Okay, in R, I've set up a Quarto document. There'll be a template of this in the notes for this video. Every time we do anything in R, we're always going to have a code chunk that loads some packages and loads data. So I've gone through this in other tutorials, but essentially this first code chunk, it loads the EasyStats package, it loads the tidyverse package, and then this code here, which is explained in the tutorial about reading in CSV files, is going to read in the Spotify data for Iron Maiden. So let's execute that. And up in our environment, we now have this variable eddytib. So how are we going to use the mutate function? We are going to insert a code chunk by hitting / and then return. Just give them a code chunks a label. That's just good practice to get into. And rather than you watching me type, I'm just going to paste it in the code here and then explain what it's doing. So like our sort of template code, our data frame that we're using is eddytib, or our tibble. So if I just show you what's in there by highlighting that bit of code and executing it, here's our existing data. So if we just pop along here, we can see year. So the variable year is the year that each song was written. And we want to, from band age, we want to convert that to a new variable that is, how many years since the first album was the song. And at some other point further on, we've got song duration in milliseconds. So these are huge values because they're in milliseconds. We want to convert them to seconds. So we're just going to divide by 1000. So this is what this code does. So it takes eddytib, takes these data that we're looking at down here, pops them into mutate. So it's they go through the pipe into mutate. And then what this line of code does is it says, create a new variable called song duration. So the stuff on the left of the equals is the name that's going to be assigned to this new variable. And then the stuff on the right hand side of the equals is telling it how to create this variable. So what we're saying here is take the existing variable song ms, which you can see down here, and divide it by 1000. Now similarly, we put a comma to separate these two instructions. Secondly, we say create a variable that we want to be called band age. So that's the name on the left hand side of the equal sign. On the right hand side of the equal sign, we tell it how to create this. And we say take the value of year, which is stored in this data numerically, take the value of year and subtract from it 1980, or subtract from it 1980. So that was the year of their first album. So that's what this bit of code does. It says take eddytib, create a variable called song duration, create a variable called band age, and it tells R how to create them. This assignment operator basically says save that information or assign that information to the label eddytib. So this is going to kind of write over the original data. So watch what happens. If you look over here, it tells us eddytib has 163 observations, 17 variables. When we execute this code chunk, that switches to 19. So we've still got the same number of observations, but what's changed is we have two new variables at the end, song duration and band age. So again, if we look at eddytib here by selecting it and executing what we've selected, and we just sort of scroll along here, you can see our two new variables have been added to the end of eddytib. That's how mutate works.